Lines for Wednesday and Thursday of this week will be the same type of problems you'll have on both packets. Each packet will have 12 problems on the slope-intercept form, which is just review from Monday and Tuesday. If you do not understand what I want you to do on the first 12 problems of packets for Wednesday and Thursday, you need to go back and rewatch Monday and Tuesday's video. The next section, we're going to start talking about standard form of equations. Standard form, so this is slope-intercept, y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept looks like this, ax plus by equals c. We get the x and the y on one side and the constant, whatever the number is, on the other. There's only a couple rules for this. First, you need to go x in front of y, and you need to have your number on this side. The other rule is that they should all be whole numbers. We shouldn't have any fractions. If you have a fraction, you need to multiply through by that number to get rid of the fraction. For example, if we had 4x plus 2/3 y equals 4, or 5, I would need to multiply through by this 3. I want to multiply both sides by the 3, and I would get 12x plus 2y equals 15. Now that would be proper because there's no longer a fraction. This can get tricky sometimes depending on how many fractions are involved. For example, if I had 1/2 x plus 1/5 y plus, equals 1/7, or equaling 1/7. In this situation, I've got 3 fractions. I'm going to have to multiply through by 2, multiply through by 5, and multiply through by 7. 5 times 7 is, of course, 35, times 2 is 70, so I could just multiply both sides by 70, which seems like a lot, but it's what I would need to do. 70 times 1/2 is 35x plus 14y equals 10, and that would be in standard form. The other thing you have to remember is that the x cannot be negative. That front a value cannot be negative. So if I had negative 2x plus 3y equals 5, this is wrong. And the reason why this is wrong is because the negative can't be in front of the 2. You have to, so if I want to get rid of that negative, I need to multiply both sides by a -1. So when I do that, I get 2x minus 3y equals -5. And now I've converted it from improper form to proper standard form. Now this phrase standard form is loaded, and it may mean different things depending on the concept. So what you need to remember right now is that standard form for lines means all whole numbers, x and y on the same side. X is the leading one, and it must be positive. All right, so when they give you something to do in standard form, there are shortcuts that you can do with standard form. I'm against shortcuts. I don't like them. So I prefer you actually get the equation into slope-intercept form and then convert it to standard form, because I would rather you master the process of getting it into slope-intercept form than remember little shortcuts to get it into standard form. So you're going to follow the same thing that you do to get it into slope-intercept form, and then you're going to convert it into this. I will do a problem like this. It should be pretty straightforward. If I have the point 1, 4, and the slope is 3/5, I would go ahead and put that in my equation. Y equals 3/5 x plus b. Now, how do I fill out the rest of the equation? I put 4 in for my y and 1 for my x. So I get 4 equals 3/5 plus b. That means b must equal 17/5, right? Yeah, because 4 is 20/5 minus 3 is 17/5. Okay, so here we go. We have y equals 3/5 x plus 17/5. Now, to get this into standard form, I need to get my x on this side, so I get 3/5 x. That would be negative 3/5 x plus y equals 17/5. I've got to get rid of this 5, and I've got to get rid of this negative sign. So I'm going to take this side and multiply it through by -5, and this side and multiply it through by -5. So what I end up with is 3x minus 5y equaling -17. So I do the same steps. I get it into slope-intercept form here, and then I simply convert it into standard form. This should be straightforward. You shouldn't have any issues with this. If you have questions, you guys need to get together or make sure you let me know that you're having issues. Okay, the second form that we have is point slope. Point slope form, like slope intercept form, what do you have in that? You have the slope and the intercept. So y equals mx plus b, which is slope intercept form. What do you get from that? You get slope and you get intercept. Similarly, when you have point slope form, when you look at the equation, you would be able to find the slope right away and you'd be able to find some type of point right away. And how that looks is like this: y minus the y point equals m x minus the x point. And if you look at this, I'm just going to do something real faster to show you. If I were to divide both sides by x minus x point, these would cancel, and I'm left with m equaling the change in y's over the change in x's, which is the formula for slope. So you'll see, if you know the formula for slope, you should be able to get back to the equation for point slope form. I'll just write that back out. So point slope form comes directly from the formula for slope. Okay, so there's our formula. The idea being that if we have a slope of 2/5 and our point is, let's say, 1, 4, I simply say y minus my y point, which is 4, equals my slope, which is 2/5, times x minus 1. Done. So what can I do? What can I see when I look at this equation? I can see here's my slope, and here's my x value, and here's my y value. What gets most kids is that these negatives must be here. They're here in the formula. So when I look at this, a lot of kids want to say, oh, if they were starting here and working back to get the point, they would start here and say, oh, my x point is -1 and my y point is -4. Wrong. And the reason why that's wrong is this must stay here. This negative must be here. We only look at this value as the x and this value as the y. So if we wanted to work backwards, let's say what I was given was y plus 3 equals 1/2 x minus 4. If I want to get this into this form, I need to actually think of this as y minus a -3 equals 1/2 x minus 4. Now, in this situation, I have the requisite negative sign, and I can just take this and this. My point is 4, -3. All right, so you have to remember that those negative signs go there. You can't just remove them. You can't just flip sign. You've got to pay close attention. This is point slope form. They're going to give you, for the first few questions, they'll give you the slope and the y-intercept. So that's pretty straightforward, actually. If they give you the slope and the y-intercept, if they give you a slope of 2/7 and a y-intercept of 3, remember y-intercept means my x value is 0. As soon as you see y-intercept, you should immediately go to the fact that they're telling you the 0.03 is on the graph. Don't just think about the 3. Think about the fact that x has to be 0 at the y-intercept. It's very critical that you understand those basic things moving into higher math. If you understand them, life gets much easier. So we know that this is our point now. This is our slope. This is point slope form. We just put all these things in. We put the 2/7 in for the m, the 3 in for the y, the 0 in for the x. Boom. Done. The next set of questions asks, they give you the 2 points. Well, if you were given 2 points, this is point slope form. Point slope form. Point slope form needs a point. They're giving you 2 points. Pick either one. Then they need the slope to fill it out the rest of the way. So you would just simply take the points. Like, for example, if it was 1, 7 and 0, 4, if I'm trying to do point slope, give the point slope equation of a line containing these 2 points, I need to go ahead and find the slope. So 7 minus 4 over 1 minus 0 would give me 3 over 1. So my slope is 3. So I have y minus, I'm just going to pick this point. There's my y value. Equals 3 x minus my x value. Done. So it should be really straightforward every time. And the last set of questions is they give you a point, they give you the slope. I don't think that it could be any easier. You should have no issues with this. This should be so fast. So this week, Monday, Tuesday, same lessons. Wednesday, Thursday, same lessons, same video. So this video goes with both Wednesday's packet and Thursday's packet. You need to find a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days, take the factoring quiz. Friday, you have a quiz covering lines. And then next week, we'll start with the book. So good luck.